There's a question, why students need a higher score?
And then I say 7 is also great because you get your money back.
So I say that the best score is the score that is enough for you.
12 yoshli, 10 yoshli kichkina bolalar kelib IELTS topishyapti. IELTS is for adults.
Mana deydi, men darajam mana bu. Intermediate tugatganman. IELTS boshlashim kerak. Men 6 oyda necha ballga garantiya berasiz deydi-da.
IELTS topshirayotganlar 2 guruhga bo'linishadi. 8 oldim, 5 yana chiqib qoldi.
And it took you 10 years to get your 9, right?
But still, I feel like students are getting lazier and lazier.
Expectations are getting higher.
Assalomu alaykum. Edu Action Center YouTube kanalini kuzatuvchilari, Edu podcast ko'rsatuvimizni kuzatuvchilariga bugun yana bitta sonimizda ko'rishib turganimizdan juda ham xursandmiz. Bugungi sonimiz yana IELTS mavzusida bo'ladi. Yana bir ajoyib bo'lgan mehmonlarimizni chaqirganmiz. Birinchi mehmonimiz Ozodbek Botiraliyev, Andijonda Supernova o'quv markazini asoschisi, founder, right?
Yes, co-founder.
Co-founder va niner. Ikkinchi mehmonimiz esa Fazliddin G'iyosov, bizning partnerimiz, Jizzaxda hech o'quv markazini co-founderi, bular ham yana bitta ninerimiz. Bugungi suhbatga xush kelibsizlar.
Thank you.
Bugungi suhbatimizda ozgincha shu ingliz tiliga qanaqa kirib kelgansizlar, qanaqa yo'nalishlari bo'lgan, nima muammolar bo'lgan, 9 gacha bo'lgan yo'l qanaqa bo'lgan, undan tashqari yana kuzatuvchilardan kim o'zi bu odamlar deb so'raganda nima deyish kerak. Bugungi suhbatimizni ingliz tilida qilishni rejalashtirganmiz. Shu sababli let's start. Let's try it out. Okay, first of all, let's get some information about yourself. Like, how would you introduce yourself to the audience? We know that you are a co-founder of Education Center, and also you are a niner. And what else? What like people should know about yourself?
How do you define yourself?
Yes.
My name is Ozodbek Botiraliev. I was born and raised in Andijan, where I lived for the bulk of my life before I moved to Tashkent in, I guess, 2017. And I have been teaching IELTS and English ever since. I studied at the Islamic Academy of Uzbekistan between 2019 and 2013. My major is actually Islamic studies, which is, it may come as a surprise for some people.
No, we'll come to this topic as well. I've got some questions related to
Really
this.
nice.
So do I.
Yeah.
I moved back to Tashkent after I graduated my university, and I and my close friend Said Akhrar decided to start our own center. Yeah, this is briefly about me.
Okay, and when did you start learning English, and where and how?
I started learning English back in 2014, and it took me around 2 years to, I think, get to 7.5, my first attempt in the IELTS exam. And then I would go on to retake the exam like 5 times.
Okay.
So that's how it all started. There was a center called, there is actually still this center, Andijan Development Center.
Yeah.
Used to be really big, still big.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where I started learning English, yes.
All right. And it took you 10 years to get your 9, right?
On and off. I mean, like, I haven't been studying English for 10 years. Like,
Yeah.
There were obviously, because a lot of people conflate just, teaching English with learning and studying, but they're not the same. Like, someone can be teaching IELTS for years and years, but their level of English stays the same.
Yeah.
So you have to make that difference.
Yeah, I mean, from the time you started learning English and like on and off.
Yes,
overall,
it took me about 10 years.
Let's say you're in English and IELTS world for about 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Now you,
Yeah.
Fazliddin, what are your backgrounds?
So my name is Fazliddin G'iyosov, and I come from Jizzax, and I live in Jizzax. I started learning English in 2017. when I just graduated school, and at that time we had 12-year education, and I am one of those people who got that 12-year education. The last generation of people actually.
Yeah.
After us, they started studying at school for 11 years. All right. When I was at college, IELTS was not so much popular in Uzbekistan, and I didn't even know what IELTS was. I used to only hear it from TV, advertisements of different education centers, and my sister actually recommended that I should take IELTS, and I didn't really have any idea what IELTS was, and I started learning English, and I looked for teachers and I went to different schools in Jizak itself, and then ended up studying at Mock school at that still exists.
Yes, our partners.
My teachers are still there, actually, and it took me 7 years and more than 10 attempts to get 9. My first attempt was in 2019. It was 7. Then I kept taking it, and I got several 8s and several 8.5s, and eventually landed in 9.
Yes, yeah, finally. Let's start our discussion with the background of your education centers.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll move on to different topics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What actually, let's say, pushed you to open your own education center, and when did you open, and how did you decide? Can you tell us more about that?
Let's first of all talk about how I came to become a teacher.
Okay.
Most of us, most of the kids nowadays who want to become teachers, they might seek different things like money, reputation, or the big name we call it. But in my case, it wasn't money, or it wasn't anything else. I'm being honest. It was the correct role model I had. I had a very good teacher, Nur Muhammad Rafshanov, and I learned by his example, and I thought to myself that I am going to become a teacher like him.
Yeah.
And then I went to him, after taking IELTS, I went to him and I said, I want to become an English teacher like you. And he said that, he was already working at that place, and actually there were no places they weren't hiring any teachers.
Yeah.
And I volunteered. I said that I can wait as long as possible. Yeah, I can wait for 6 months, 5 months, but I want to work with you, I said. And then I waited. I waited for, in Jizak, I don't know about Tashkent or other places, and we have the slack season thing for education centers. In spring, in summer months, we don't have a lot of students coming to our center.
Yeah. I think it's the same in all regions.
It's usually in September, and people start. They have to start learning English in September, and I took my first IELTS in March, and I had to wait for September to start working as a teacher. I did a lot of training. I took a lot of classes, and I saw lots of people, and they hired me eventually. They looked at my patience probably, and they hired me, and I start working as a teacher at an education school, at a language school called iTeach.
Yeah, iTeach.
And
when was that? When you started?
2019. As a teacher, 19
before
year old.
COVID, yes.
Yeah, before COVID. And that COVID thing started in the pandemic, and lots of people were stuck at home. And when all the restrictions for COVID-19 were relaxed, Nur Muhammad again called me, and he said that we are going to start our own school as partners. And he actually offered me a partnership, and I was kind of stuck. I was surprised to be offered a partnership, and then we became a partner, and I worked at iTeach for more than 1 year. More than 1 year, and with my friend, my brother, then Murataka, we started our own school, Head Start. We were becoming big.
Yes.
And the market is getting fractured. So we decided that we should start our own school. And then we came to form Head Start.
Yeah. Head start, yeah. All right. And actually, we know all the information. Okay, right now, like nowadays, what's the current status of your center, let's say in Jizak? Not comparing to other centers, but how would you describe the number of students you have, the quality you're giving to those students, quality of your education?
Yeah, I don't mean to compare it to any other centers or schools in Jizak, but there's one thing that sets us apart. Of course, everybody has it, principles. You know, we have our own principles, and that principle is hiring students only from hiring teachers only from our own students. Yeah, that's a very good principle, because they know they know the value of teaching. We can trust them, and we set certain requirements for them, and we monitor all of the classes, not through cameras or technology. We can get feedback from parents. There is very good communication. And I think this is something that can set us apart, and that can...
Yeah, the reason I asked this question is I've been to your center, and I saw that you have around 20 rooms, and it's a big center actually, like 2 floors.
We have 2 branches.
Actually we do our main tests, our paper-based tests in Jizak at their center. They've got like huge hall, and we all do all our main tests in his center. That's why I'm asking.
I forgot that. You know, people in Jizak also associate IELTS with our center. Started associating it because we came to establish the first official IDP test venue in Jizak. We don't really get credit for this because we're not doing anything. We just give the hall. You know, we have our own partnerships, terms and conditions.
Part of our contract. We just rent their venue for a certain
people take
time.
the test at our location. That's it. That's nothing else but the location. And people started associating IELTS, and sometimes even ask me, is there anything possible? You know, is there anything we can do about IELTS?
Yes, you can come and prepare at our center.
Yeah, of course.
All right, Ozodbek, let's talk about your center, Supernova. Why actually Supernova?
What does it actually mean?
Yes.
Well, Supernova is a cool name that's, I think, understood to speakers, I think even to someone who doesn't speak English, because it has the word super, like, wow, super, you know? So there's this part. It's actually an explosion of a star. Like when there is a big star, like our sun, actually much bigger than our sun, that's about to die. When it dies, it explodes, releasing insane amounts of energy and light. There's actually a big star, I think it's called Betelgeuse or something, I'm not sure, which is about to go supernova, like in the nearest maybe 100 years, maybe a couple of 100 years. When it does go supernova, it's going to be so bright, we're going to be able to see it in the daytime.
Wow.
Yeah, without
very scientific,
without any equipment. So, I mean, it has a symbolic meaning, which is deeper, because myself and my partner, we are the product of centers that used to be once upon a time really popular, and they're still quite popular. And so imagine a sun that's about to die, and it explodes, giving birth to something much brighter. So
and stays the sun.
That would be our center, you know. But it's not a big place now.
But it's going to be supernova. It's going to be a big place.
Inshallah, yes. We started with a modest budget. In fact, when we just got started, we only had the money to equip 2 rooms. We have 5 now, and we're going to fill up all the rooms with teachers and students and AC whatnot. But to start with, we only had 2 rooms and 2 teachers. It was a small place. We started with Muallim Said Akhrar, who is one of the most popular IELTS instructors, and he's, I think, going to appear soon in this talk when he gets his 9, inshallah. We ran an intensive course, which was a new thing back in Andijan. We had 6 days of IELTS classes.
6 days a week?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was teaching them writing and speaking, and Said Akhrar was taking care of the other 2 sections, which was kind of new and it allowed us to get enough students to kind of break even during the first couple of months.
Yeah.
But we actually stopped offering those courses because I don't think they're that effective, because a lot of students conflate coming to the center with learning English. For them, if you go to a course, it's something like you're studying English. That's not true. Studying happens outside of the classroom, you know. Just coming to the class, writing down a couple of things, you know, new vocabulary, that's not enough. It's a joke. In fact, I always tell my students, look, the homework we're giving you is a joke. If you really want to see progress, you got to go the extra mile. You have to, you know, dig deeper and watch English, read English. Don't rely on the homework we give you. Don't rely on these lessons. And when you offer intensive courses, students just think that they are studying English a lot. And that's why we decided to kind of like stop offering those courses. Yeah. Because they were counter productive. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. When actually you started teaching?
I started teaching back in 2017.
Okay.
After I got my IELTS certificate. For starters, I was offering just individual classes. I had 3 to 4 students at home. 2 of them got 5.5. They studied at MDIST, graduated, and we're still close friends. They are kind of my first students.
Yeah.
And then I worked for a couple of months as a teaching assistant in a local center where I studied myself before I moved to Tashkent and got a job with another learning center that's now part of IELTS Zone. It used to be Get, a small center that was concentrated on offering subjects like, you know, chemistry, biology, not focused on IELTS. But now it's part of IELTS Zone because our director, Ozodbek, is very close friends with Begzod Mehmedov.
Yeah.
So they kind of merged. Or maybe IELTS Zone devoured them. Like, I'm not sure which wording is the right one. Yeah.
Surely it was a win-win option. Yeah, for them, for both of them.
Yeah. All right. I've heard that you have got a C1 level in Arabic language as well, and you've mentioned that you graduated from Islamic University. And
yes.
Why did you become a teacher, and how difficult is it to learn 2 different languages, especially if it's like English and Arabic? And do you know any other languages actually except?
I mean, I speak Russian because I went to a Russian school.
Yeah.
I know a little bit of French. I would say like
5.
Yeah. And why did you become an English? Why did you decide actually to become an English teacher and open up your education center?
Well, because teaching English and IELTS is a very lucrative profession. I feel like it pays the bills, you know, and people are making a lot of money by teaching English and IELTS.
Yeah.
So that's the first reason. And my major is not going to pay the bills, again, to use the same phrase, because we don't have good jobs for teachers of history. How much do they pay at state schools?
I don't know.
I think the salary is miserable.
Yeah.
So I started studying Arabic and taking interest in my major long after I already became an IELTS instructor. So there was a window of, I think, 2 years between me starting teaching English and me applying for Islamic Academy, because before that my major was different. I was studying at a different place, and I think I also dropped out of 2 universities.
2 universities.
Yes, which is becoming a thing, right?
Yeah, especially among IELTS instructors. They talk about it a lot. They say that I dropped out of this university and that university.
I was actually meaning to drop out again, but then my parents were like, look, if you drop out a 3rd time, don't bother coming back home.
Why did you drop out? And which universities were there?
I studied for about a week, National University.
Okay.
Zaochny, we call it.
Yes, part-time.
Yeah, for 1 week. I just didn't like the vibes, and I studied applied accounting for almost a year. I was learning F1, F2, ACCA. Which was really cool. I loved the thing. It's just that, like, I feel like the profession it's gonna lead to is a little bit dull, because you just sit there, you know, counting numbers, doing math, which is not the type of job that sounds exciting to me. Like, just sitting at your desk, doing calculations.
Yeah.
Maybe the salary is nice. I mean, I'm sure it's nice for good professionals in any sphere. But it just didn't spark my interest. that's why I decided, let's call it quits. Let's find something more engaging and interesting. And that led me to apply to Islamic Academy, where I studied the history of Islam. I studied Arabic 5 times a day, which was so exciting because it really pushed me to explore a totally different thing, from numbers to studying a language that's radically different to Uzbek, Russian, and English.
Yeah, interesting, very interesting. Yeah,
and I think that's why I'm telling you, look, yes, I have started learning English a long time ago, but it doesn't mean I have been studying English nonstop for 10 years. I had to take 2 to 3 years to concentrate on Arabic, to a point where I only had 2 or 3 groups at my work, because I needed to dedicate myself, my time, to mastering Arabic, which you need to do. You need to give English or any language 3 to 4 hours at least a day. And when students say, I'm reading 1 article and I'm doing 1 listening practice a day, is it enough? I'm like, are you serious now? Like, are you? Do you really think that spending half an hour, once a week on English is going to get you anything higher than 5.5 in IELTS, which is a great score? I love 5.5.
Especially applying for Uzbek universities.
But I feel like students are getting lazier and lazier.
Expectations are getting higher. Expectations of students from their teachers.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would also agree with you with your point, because IELTS instructors taking the test again and again, and niners are all more than 20 niners we have like in a year, and expectations are growing, and there's a question: why students need a higher score? Just a score they need for like entering the university. It's not their main target. If they want to become a teacher or IELTS instructor, then yes, it might be a good option for them. All right. After you both got your 9, what change did you have actually? And after that, did you kind of change your teaching method or style, or did you lower the number of hours you teach during the week, or it stayed the same? What change did you have?
Actually, nothing changed, literally. And I first, when I got my 8.5 the last time, it was 0.5 shy of overall 9, and I decided to retake the writing section.
Yeah.
So, and after I took the writing section, I got 8.5 in writing and got overall 9. And I didn't have any expectations, really. I didn't change anything in the number of hours I teach students, in the way that I teach students. Nothing changed, really. But one thing that really changed is that I felt quite a bit of relieved after getting 9. That's the end, I got 9. And before I got 9, I was thinking that if I get 9, maybe I will be disappointed, because I will lose my purpose, because this is the score I have been chasing for a long time.
How many times did you take the test?
Overall more than 10 times. It was the 11th attempt in which I got my 9. And no, I haven't been chasing 9. I have been chasing 9 for 1 year, since first niners came out, and I thought to myself, it is possible.
Yeah.
And I got relieved, but I used to think that when I get a 9, maybe I will lose my purpose. But I felt so relieved, because I can now focus on other aspects of my life, professional aspects, my personal life. My friends are even joking, maybe it's time to get married now. They're always saying like this. We're at that age.
They're not joking.
They're being serious.
It is actually time.
They are. Yeah. And I can now focus on my lessons more. I can focus on my job, the running of the center, and of course my personal life. I have lots of things that I have to compensate for myself. I may have lost lots of things, becoming addicted to IELTS. Not really addicted, I have been thinking about it for a long time. And maybe I will spend more time with my family now, or I will spend more time with my friends. So that thing could change in the due course, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah. And what would you suggest these kind of students who are trying to get like 7 or 8 while they just need only 5.5 as we mentioned for the universities?
So I say that the best score is the score that is enough for you, enough that fits your purpose. You know, you want to get into university, that 6 is enough. And 6 means that you are already quite good at language. You can communicate freely. You can actually manage yourself in English. As long as you're not becoming a teacher, as long as you're not aiming for you know, this career, I think there is no point chasing big scores, 8 or 8.5. Even 9 is not needed. You know, as teachers, I have to say that there are lots of teachers out there with 8, 8.5, even 7.5 and 7 who are probably better than me in terms of teaching.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Knowing English is different and teaching English is another thing.
Yeah.
All right, and let's talk about your IELTS journey. How many times did you take the test, if it is not a secret?
Sure. I just want to comment on the best score in IELTS. I tell my students there are 3 that are my favorite 3, you know, like you have 5.5, which is just enough to get into local universities. Great score. I recently shared my students 5.5 and I said, I'm proud of this student because he's there.
Yes.
Now he can focus on other subjects, you know. And then I say 7 is also great because you get your money back.
Yes.
From the government. And I'm always worried for my students. Like, I don't want them to end up with a 6.5, which to me is the most disappointing score because you are so close to getting $200 back, you know, and I tell them, please, either get 5.5 or a 7. And then my third favorite score is a 9. Because after 7, the only practical or the only valuable, I think, goal is to get a higher score so that you, I think, get more clout and you get more students coming to you because, this teacher has 8, this teacher has 8.5. Even though, yes, knowing English is one thing and being able to teach English is a totally different thing. Because back in Andijan, arguably the number 1 IELTS instructor, Jasur Aka, doesn't have a 9.
Yes.
And I consider him to be the number 1 IELTS instructor in Andijan. And I always send my students, if I don't have the right course for them, to him because of the sheer volume of results that he produces. So it's not about IELTS there, you know. Yeah. But, you know, students, what's your IELTS score? The guy is a beginner. What does it matter to you? Like, you know, you can't count to 20, like 8, 8.5. A guy without an IELTS score could easily teach you something, you know. Yeah. But this is, and also I want to address, I think, the parents. Not sure if they're listening to me. Ota-onalarga ham juda katta bosim o'tkazishyapti farzandlariga balandroq, yuqoriroq natija olish uchun. Va bu narsa menimcha ko'p talabalarni, ko'p o'quvchilarni qiynab qo'yapti. Stressga tushib, burnout, emotional burnout. O'zimda ham ko'p shunaqa holat bo'lgan. Uyga kelganimda ba'zida akam, ba'zida my father 9 olmaganmisan sen? Men hammaga 9 olgan deb yuraman ekan.
Sen endi 9 olganman.
O'sha paytda yo'q deb qo'yardim, lekin ichimda shu bir narsa o'tardi-da. Nimaga bular endi 8.5 ham yaxshi baho-yu. 8.5lar Andijonda ham masalan 4 ta 5 ta odam xolos-u. Va shu narsa ko'p ota-onalarda bor, o'g'lim 8 olsin, 8.5 olsin deyishadi. Amerikaga o'qishga kirgani menimcha 7 yetsa kerak.
Shunaqa.
Daja 6.5.
Daja 6.5.
Daja 6.5 yetadi.
Magistratura bo'lsa 7.
Bolalarni qiynamanglar. You know, let them enjoy their life, let them study other subjects. Otherwise they just become a one-trick pony, just IELTS. What are you going to do, you know? Go learn, you know, BJJ, judo, you know, karate, like, no, not karate. I take it back. It's a non-sport. I'm just joking, yeah. But learn something practical, valuable, other than English.
Yes, actually you opened a very good topic. Ota-onalar mana shu ko'p harakat qilyapti. bolam yaxshiroq ball olsin, IELTS olsin. 12 yoshli, 10 yoshli kichkina bolalar kelib IELTS topshiryapti. IELTS is for adults, ya'ni yoshi kattalar, 18 yoshdan kattalar uchun. O'z tegida olib qaraganda. Lekin kelyapti 10 yoshli, 12 yoshli bolalar. Mana bugun hozir suhbatimizdan oldin tepada boya speaking vaqtida bitta qiz hushidan ketib qolibdi. Part 2 da. Ekzaminator keyin qo'rqib ketgan o'zi ham. Hushidan ketib yiqilayotgan paytda u partaga burchagiga boshini urib oladigan sal endi ekzaminator ushab qolgan, boshqa bo'lib, shunaqa IELTS stress beradi bolaga. Mana shu narsani aytamiz qayta-qayta. Ikkinchi sababi nimaga IELTS topshiryapti? Hozir hamma joyda IELTS bo'lib ketdi. Yosh bolalar uchun mo'ljallangan imtihon yo'qligidan ham deb o'ylayman. Shuning uchun mana hozir endi xudo xolasa iyun oylaridagi nasib bo'lsa hammasi yaxshi ketsa, Cambridge imtihonlar bor bilasizlar, CAT, PET, Young Learners, Movers, Flyers degan har bitta A1, A2, B1, B2 level bo'yicha testlar bor yosh bolalar uchun. O'shalarni xudo xolasa boshlashni reja qilamiz. O'shalarga ko'proq, ya'ni maktab o'quvchisimi 3-4-sinfga, alohida 2-sinfga o'zining imtihoni bo'lishi kerak. Lekin IELTS topshirganda ham ularda tushuncha bo'lmayapti. Mana bitta masjidga savolni qo'yaylik. Kandidat kelyapti, topshiryapti, javobi chiqdi. 5.5 yoki 6 institutga yetadigan. Lekin ekzaminator menga pas qo'ydi menga speakingimga yoki writingga men unaqa qilmagandim. Ustozim bilan gaplashsam yaxshiroq gapiraman. Ustozim menga 7 dan pas qo'ymagan hech qachon. Ekzaminator lekin 6 qo'yib qo'yibdi. Shunga nima deb aytsa bo'ladi shu o'quvchilarga? Shu o'zbek tilida gapiraylik, yaxshiroq tushunishsin shu narsani. Juda ham ko'p muammo bo'ladigan biz bilan.
Bu narsa avval ham discuss qilingan, adashmasam.
Avval ham discuss qilingan.
Birinchi o'rinda ustozlarni o'zini ham bir treyning qilish kerakmi deb o'ylayman. Ba'zi holatlarda, hammasini emas. Men bilaman ko'p ustozlar, bu yerda men tanigan ustozlar juda ham zo'r assessmentni biladi-da. Ba'zi o'qituvchilar bilamiz, ingliz tili yaxshi, lekin baholashga kelganda salgina subjektiv fikrlaydi. Ya'ni subjektiv deganda qanaqa? Ba'zilar bor o'quvchiga mativatsiya beraman deydi. Yaxshi ketyapti. Yaxshisan, 7 lik gapirding. O'sha 6 lik, 6.5, 5.5 lik gapirgan holatda ham motivatsiyasi o'li qolmasin deb turib 7 qo'yib yuboradi-da. Shunaqa o'qituvchilar bor. Ba'zi holatlarda biz ham qilamiz. Men ham misol uchun o'quvchilarimni discourage qilmaslik uchun, motivatsiyasini yo'qotib qo'ymaslik uchun ba'zi holatlarda men sal balandroq qo'yib beraman-da. Misol uchun shunaqa gapirding, yaxshi gapirding deb turib aytamiz. Lekin ularga erta IELTS topshirsang shu balo olasan deb turib maslahat ayta olmaymiz. Chunki o'qituvchi o'zining vazifasini qilyapti. O'qituvchi sizga dars beryapti. O'qituvchining vazifasi har doim ham sizni bahoyingizni, performansingizni baholab berish emas. Undan tashqari external faktorlar bor. Imtihonda bizga keladi o'quvchilar, mana deydi, men darajam mana bu. Intermediate tugatganman. IELTS boshlashim kerak. Men 6 oyda necha ballga garantiya berasiz deydi-da. Qiziq savol-da.
Bir oyda IELTS oldi deysizmi?
Endi ko'p aytiladigan gap bu daja siz boring mayli zo'r IELTS olingda Amerikaga Garvardga o'qishga kiring. MITga o'qishga kiring, boshqa Stanfordga o'qishga kiring. Stanfordda o'qiganingizdan keyin so'rab ko'ring, o'qishga kirayotgan paytingizda so'rab ko'ring. Stanford sizga ish bilan ta'minlashga garantiya beradimi? To'g'rimi? Ish bilan ta'minlashda ular ham garantiya beravermaydi. To'g'ri, yaxshi ish olish imkoniyatlari bor, lekin ular ham garantiya bera olmaydi. Biz ham xuddi shunday. Biz o'zimizni qo'limizdan kelgancha bilim beramiz, yo'l yo'riq ko'rsatamiz. O'qituvchi, men ko'p o'qituvchilarning nomidan gapiryapman hozir va ko'rsatma beramiz. IELTS imtihonga tayyorsan yoki tayyormassan deb turib maslahat bera olamiz. Lekin tashqari faktorlar bor, external faktorlar deymiz. U faktorlarni biz kontrol qila olmaymiz. Imtihon paytida qanaqa qilib performance ko'rsatdingiz? Qanaqa tutdingiz o'zingizni? Hayajoningizni qanday boshqara oldingiz? Bu narsani o'qituvchi har doim ham qo'lidan kelavermaydi-da. To'g'ri, o'qituvchi to'g'ri ko'nikma berishi mumkin, mock testlarda sinab ko'rishi mumkin, pressure berishi mumkin, har xil atmosferaga tushirib ko'rishi mumkin. Lekin baribir, misol uchun bizda Jizzaxda yaqingacha IELTS imtihonlari bo'lmaganligi uchun Toshkentga jo'natardik. 2 soatlik, 3 soatlik yo'l Toshkentgacha. 3 soatlik yo'lda travel qilib Toshkentga yetib kelish qanchalik darajada sizga ta'sir o'tkazgan bo'lishi mumkin. Juda ham ko'p faktorlar bor bu yerda imtihon natijasiga ta'sir o'tkazayotgan, bilimdan tashqari. Keyingi darajada esa o'qituvchining o'zini ham, misol uchun vazifalari borda, misol uchun garantiya degan narsa yo'q. Ko'p holatlarda garantiya yo'q. Misol uchun biz bilmaymiz qanaqa darajada siz dars qila olasiz. Bu Ozodbek aytib berdilar. Bu yerda faqat homework qilishni o'zi yetarli emas. Misol uchun har xilcha darajadagi o'quvchi bor. Bizda bor. Misol uchun minimum darajadagi o'quvchi deyotgan bo'lsak, minimum darajadagi o'quvchi bu ustozini aytganini qilayotgan o'quvchi. Minimum darajadagi o'quvchida u minimumi. Agar ustozini darajasiga ustozini aytayotgan vazifalarni qilmayapti ekan, u daraja minimumga ham bormagan hali. Minimum shu. Undan keyin medium deymizmi? O'rta darajadagi o'quvchi o'zi nimadir qidirib ko'radi. O'zini ustida ishlashga harakat qiladi. Maksimum bilmadim. Endi maksimum hech kim qilmagan ish qilsa kerak. Ya'ni unga aytish ham shart emas. Ustoz misol uchun self study qilib aytishi ham shart emas. O'zidan o'zi yo'nalish topib ketaveradi. Endi siz minimum darajadagi o'quvchilar boyagi standart baholar, misol uchun 5,5 6 shu darajada bo'ladi-da. U ham to'g'ri, u ham darajasiga qarab. Misol uchun hozir pre-intermediate-dan chiqib turib minimum o'qisam, yo'q, unaqa emas. Va lekin minimum bo'lib qolib ketishni men maslahat bermayman. Kamida medium bo'lish kerak. Ya'ni ustozingiz aytganidan you need to go beyond it. Ya'ni o'zingiz ham nimadir qidirib ko'rishingiz kerak. So'rash uchun, misol uchun ustozlar hech qachon misol uchun sizdan maslahatini ayamaydi-da. Misol uchun nima qilishim kerak? Mana darsingiz qilyapman, mana darslarni qilyapman, 100% bajaralyapman. Endi nima qilay? degan savolni bera olish kerak-da. Mana shu narsa mana shu savolni bergandan keyin keyingi darajaga chiqadi. O'qituvchi boyagi masalaga kelayotgan bo'lsak, mana o'qituvchim bergan baliga to'g'ri kelmayapti degan. O'qituvchingiz kim? Men o'qituvchilarni anamoqchi emasman, yer ko'rmoqchi emasman. O'qituvchi baribir o'qituvchi u. Uni vazifasi baribir sizni qanaqa qilib performans qilganingizni bilmaydi.
Shunday. Ozodbek, siz nima qanaqa?
Umuman IELTS topshirayotganlar ikki guruhga bo'linishadi. 8 oldim. 5,5 chiqib qoldi. 7,5 8 ni o'zim aqlim, o'zim idrokim bilan qo'lga kiritdim. 5,5 ekzamenlarning xatosi.
To'ppa-to'g'ri shu narsaga qo'shilaman. Kechagida o'zimizda bo'layotgan voqea, bitta ayol keldilar. Meni qizim 7,5 oldi dedilar. Lekin 8 ga 05 yetmadi. Examinator pas qo'yib qo'yibdi speakingga. Speaking ko'tarilsa 8 bo'lib ketadi dedilar. Hop, IELTS nimaga topshirtirdingiz? Men kecha gaplashdim o'zim. Nega topshirtirdingiz o'zi desam, shu o'qishga topshirish uchun dedi. Qaysi o'qishga? Toshkentgami, chet elgami? Chet elga. Hop, 7,5 yetadi-ku desam, yo 8 edi. Hop, mayli, momoyo apellyatsiya bermoqchiman dedilar. Mayli, apellyatsiyaga bering. Uni ham to'lovlari bor, boshqasi bor deb tushuntirsam, Mockda bir marta ham 7 dan pas olmagan speakingga 7,5 olib kelgan. Mockda kim olgan, kim o'tkazgan desa keyin o'sha anaqa ustozi umuman qo'ymagan, ustozi ham qo'ymagan, Mockda ham qo'ymagan deyapti. Hop, Mockku baribir desam, ha o'sha Mockda unaqa olib turib imtihonni unaqa olmaydi-ku deyapti. O'shunda levelni aralashtirib qo'yaptilar. Tushuntirdim keyin u ekzamenatorlar treningdan o'tgan bo'ladi. Da, adashmaydi deb 100% hech kim garantiya bermaydi. Adashishi mumkin. Shuning uchun mana apellyatsiya xizmati bor. Shuning uchun maslahatlashinglar ustozi bilan, o'ziga ishonsa, qizingiz bersan apellyatsiyaga desam, shundan keyin ham o'ylanib turishadi. Ya'ni odamlar shunchaki they just want something for the sake of wanting, not just like there's no like a specific target or there's no specific detail in this. They just want, that's the thing. Like how should we tell them that it's not about just getting an 8, getting a 7, not just individual score, but there should be a target back to this achievement, like back to their qanaqa harakat qilishayotgan bo'lsa, o'sha harakatning orqasida maqsad bo'lishi kerak degan narsani qanaqa qilib nima deb aytgan bo'lasiz o'quvchilik?
Is it possible to change people's minds about it? I mean, the question is it possible?
Yes, like how do you instruct these kind of students to put a correct goal for their future, let's say?
I want heaps of my students, like I said, to get a 7 because I want them to get their money back. This is my first priority.
Yeah.
Like if they get an 8, wow, I love it. If they get 7.5, I love it. But why? Like I think the biggest question anybody can ask the student or the teacher is, why do I want this score? Yeah. Is it because I want to become an IELTS instructor? Is it because I want to brag to my friends that I have a higher score than them. And in the words of this, I think Nietzsche or someone said this, like, if you have the right why, then you can overcome any how.
Yeah.
Not sure if it's
lots of people said it. Simon Sinek put it this way.
Maybe, yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
If you
not?
have the right why, like, because I watched a joke, any quote can be attributed to like 5 people, you know? Yeah. Like Pablo Picasso said, be careful with quotes on Telegram. They can be misleading.
Yeah. I attribute lots of them to Alex Hormozy.
I love it. I love Alex Hormozy.
Yeah.
I want to go back to getting 1 score in the mock exam and getting a completely different score in the real exam.
Yeah.
There are, I think, 2 main reasons. One is their teachers don't know any better. Like, they are not intentionally misleading their students. No.
Yes.
They have the best intention. They just don't know any better. You know, and that's one problem to fix. For example, a lot of IELTS instructors teach their students advanced vocabulary, quote unquote, advanced vocabulary. Here, use this phrase, you're going to get an amazing score in IELTS. And the phrase is busy as a bee, you know, the idiom.
Yeah.
And okay, that's one thing. Maybe their teachers should get a teacher.
Yeah.
Which is what I did. Like, I took the test 5 times and I was stuck at 8 in the speaking section. In 2018, I got 8. After 4 years of teaching IELTS, I end up with another 8. In fact, 7.5. I had to appeal my score to make it 8. It was a devastating result for me personally, because I thought to myself, 4 years of continuous exposure to English and I end up with a lower score than I already had. And I started blaming everybody except myself.
Yeah.
And the problem all along was my own not knowing certain words, like not knowing how IELTS speaking works, mispronouncing basic words. Like, I think we should cover this topic, like how to get a 9 in speaking, because I did a few things and after that I got 9 in speaking back to back.
Yeah.
You know, so the problem wasn't the examiner.
Yeah.
The problem was my own deficiency. Yeah. You should look, first of all, like, what am I doing wrong? That's the first question. Not the examiner was this, the examiner was that, my teacher was this, my teacher was that. No. What is your problem? You know? And the problems I had are, I think, embarrassing, because I would mispronounce words like country. I would say country. Being, I would say baying. And these words now, like, it seems so awkward to me that I didn't know how to pronounce them until I got a teacher. Like, I had multiple teachers who took a mock test from me and they said, Ozodbek, this is the problem.
Yeah.
You're doing it wrong. You have to fix this problem, you know? And I want to thank my close friend who is another up-and-coming niner from Khorazm, Ghulamjon Yuldashev, 8.5 in speaking a couple of times. He's going to get a 9.
Yeah, sooner or later.
It's in the making. That guy's lessons, like because we ran a couple of speaking courses together, totally paradigm shifting, eye-opening, you know, the way he explains IELTS speaking. He said something really beautiful. He said, if we stop teaching IELTS speaking, students are going to get a higher score because IELTS instructors are not teaching, they're just confusing their students with the wrong stuff. And he was so on point, because last time I got a 9 in speaking, I was sitting in the exam room and I was thinking to myself, this examiner, she's not going to give me a 9. Why? Because she was she looked bored. She was yawning. She kept yawning. And I thought to myself, she's not even paying attention. And I was so wrong, because she was.
Yeah.
These people, sometimes they do make a mistake. There is a human factor. That's why we have the remark thing.
Exactly.
but they are professionals. They know their stuff. You know, your teachers don't know the thing.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the core problems we gotta resolve. You know.
That's the thing I wasn't going to say. I mean, I didn't directly blame teachers, but yeah, you're right, totally right. Teachers need to get some help from people who are already there. And of course, your story of getting 9 is actually amazing, and it actually goes hand in hand with my story, because after getting 8.5, I thought, what was the problem? The biggest problem I had was with task 1. My writings were all stuck at 7.5. Nothing higher than 7.5. I was getting the same score again. And I think that among all the factors that we have in achieving success is being able to swallow our pride. You know, being able to swallow it. We should not be too proud of ourselves. We should not be arrogant, and go ahead and ask help who you are sure that they will help. All right. And in my case, yeah, I didn't know what to do with my task 1 or with my overall writing score. And then I got help from 2 people. Again, my teacher, Nur Muhammad Aka, and then Jahongir Aka, another 9er.
Yeah.
And when I asked him, I wasn't really sure. I wasn't really sure to ask help from him. When I was writing him, it was early in the morning at about 5 o'clock. And I started writing. I started texting him, asking for help. And I thought that he's got 9, he's got lots of stuff. He's too busy, so he won't make time. All right? But I explained everything, even if he is too busy to help me. All right, I understand that. I said that I would understand. And then he, in the morning, he texted me back and said that he's ready to help. He didn't know me at all. He didn't even know me. And he then started helping me. I started correcting certain parts of my task 1, started correcting certain parts of my task 2, and gave me some feedback for my speaking. And I don't know who said it, but lots of people attribute it to Steve Jobs. And Steve Jobs also said that, the secret of my success, he said, being able to get help, ask help from others. And he also points out that whenever I asked help from others, there was not a single person who refused. There was not a single person refused. That is the same. Lots of teachers nowadays, they have help at hand. They have lots of people around who can actually help. Yeah. For example, if people ask help from me, I can help them. I can
for free.
Yeah, sometimes yes. Yeah, I mean, if it's about only correcting certain part, not the course.
Directional help.
Yeah, directional help. Channeling them to the right direction. That's not a great deal, because
let's say consulting.
They have the core. They already have the hard part. They already have the knowledge, but they don't know how to use it correctly. So just showing the right way will guide them to the right path.
Yeah, when people text me asking for help, I always tell them, you have 2 options. Mm-hmm. I can give you advice, mm-hmm. or I can give you a recommendation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then they ask, what's the difference? Recommendation is free.
Yeah.
Advice, you're going to have to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
And most people ask for a recommendation. I say, buy advice.
Yeah. Anyway, one way or another, all roads take to Rome, they say, right?
2 people are not going to learn knowledge. A great scholar said this. 2 people are not going to learn anything. One who is arrogant and one who is shy. Shy students, I hate them. I had to expel 2 of my students from the classroom, because when I sat next to them, I was going to correct their mistakes. They were like, teacher, söz oldida gapirolmaymiz. Okay, then leave the classroom and never come back. Because, what's good? Like, you're literally paying money for me to fix your mistakes. These are shy students. Second person is arrogant people. I'm going to tell you a funny anecdote from my life. 2 instances, 2 stories, the same storyline, but 2 totally different outcomes. I read a report, task 1 report by Ozodbek Botiraliyev,
Yes.
whose English is arguably better than mine. His task 2 essays are second to none. I love reading his task 2 essays. But I came across this task 1 report, which I think had issues with CC, like...
Cohesion.
Yes. And I said to him, don't you think this is a problem? And I loved his reaction. Like, what's up? Like, I always do this. What's the problem? Like, he wanted to learn more. And I took a screenshot, I pointed out the problem, and I commented under his post. He was like, I see your point. Thank you. I love, like, it's a genuine, I think, like, he was willing to explore his problems and work on them.
Yeah.
Another IELTS instructor also sends a task 1 on his channel. I see I think almost the same problem. I point out the problem. My comment gets deleted. I try to approach that person in person.
Yeah.
And he replied with, I got 7.5 in writing. You got 7.5 in writing. What right do you have to correct me?
Wow.
Ozodbek Botiraliev went on to get a 9 with an 8.5 in writing. Not because of me, obviously, but just the mindset. Because imagine my case. I have my students who are intermediate, upper intermediate. They are watching the stream, me taking an exam with Alex, with Ghulam John, with Ozodbek Botiraliev. And these guys are pointing, because I did a lot of mock tests with 9ers, in speaking especially.
Yeah.
In fact, like, I would go the extra mile. Like, I would meet them, I would buy them lunch. All I wanted is, what's wrong with my speaking? Because to get 2 8s back to back was, to me, it came as a shock, And imagine me getting corrected on basic words, like country, being, you're mispronouncing them. Berry was really funny because a subscriber, like a close friend of mine, corrected me. He said, you said bury, but it's actually berry. I go to the exam room. I have to use that word. Somebody asked me, in what context did you have to use the word berry? And I forgot. But the point is, you need to learn to be humble to improve, because arrogance is not going to take you anywhere. You need to swallow that pride. And the reason I'm not getting a 9 in speaking, because I'm not there yet. Why am I not there yet? Because I have problems. What are these problems? Who can point them out to me? I spend upwards of $100 on buying writing courses.
Yeah.
Jorabek Sanakulov, Bekzat Mirahmedov, Diyarbek Khaytmuradov. Diyarbek's writing marathon was amazing, and Jorabek Sanakul's writing was amazing.
Especially task 1.
Yeah, I love their task 1. You know what? Funny. I retook the test and I got 6.5 for my task 1. Down from 7.5 in the previous attempt. This is after me spending $100 on task 1. My reaction was, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I have to keep working. And the next time I ended up with a better score in task 2, 8, fluke, 9 in reading, 9 listening, 9 in speaking. I get the overall 9. But there has to be an element of humility. Like, you have to, come on, like, why? Why do you need to be so arrogant, so proud? There is no way to improve.
What's the point? Yeah.
Yeah, like you need to know how to accept constructive feedback. That's what people learn in, if you have heard or not, we've got CELTA courses, and teachers get trained in these courses, and it's a qualification from Cambridge English Assessment. And I want you guys to
buy that course.
No. I want to get the answer from you guys. You've got a 9 on IELTS, and you both are English teacher and IELTS instructor. Do you think teachers, especially IELTS instructors, need a qualifications to teach English or not?
Yeah, of course, they need one.
They need one.
It would be a little bit of hypocritical of me talking about this, but getting a nine, as we said above, is not about. That doesn't really mean that. Doesn't really mean that you are a good teacher. You can be a perfect IELTS candidate, but not a good teacher. And I think not an official one, but they need to get training in teaching.
Yeah.
Lots of us, maybe I should get training. There are some areas of my own teaching I see that it might be a little bit of wrong. Sometimes I take too long for students to finish one level. I still teach general English, intermediate. I have intermediate students, and the course, which is intended for 2 or 3 months, will generally take about 4 months or 5 months. Yeah, I say that there's something wrong about my own teaching. Maybe sometimes I see that students are getting bored in the classroom, and I blame myself. I say that it's because of me that they are getting bored and they are not really staying focused in the classroom. And I think I'm not saying that all IELTS instructors need to get trained. Yeah. But I believe that I need to get trained. Yeah. I actually want to get that, CELTA course. Yeah, because one day or another I will study CELTA, get, learn teaching techniques from experts. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm coming for the CELTA course. Do you have one in the late summer?
We have. Yeah, we can discuss that later. But do you think it's like just IELTS 9 or being an English teacher with around 4 or 5 years experience is not enough teaching English or IELTS?
Can you put a question something like, someone wants to become an IELTS instructor, what should he do? I think that's the question that I wish somebody answered for me when I was just starting out, because I made a big mistake of just starting teaching without anyone's guidance or support, and it took a heavy toll on my career because I feel like it slowed me down. I had to start from the ground up, from zero, pick the right books, learn how to teach myself, how to organize lessons, and I could have saved a great deal of time, and I think it also had an impact on my students' results if I had a mentor, if I had a mentor back then. So if you want to become a teacher, if you have $1,000, then of course, how much is CELTA? I don't know.
It's 1,800.
1,800.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. If you have that much money, I'm sure it's going to be a worthwhile investment. Yeah. If not, then my advice would be get a mentor, someone with experience, whether or not you get paid. Yeah. Because you're going to earn a lot of money. You're going to make a lot of money. IELTS instructors make a lot of money because IELTS students are very lazy. They don't do homework. They keep coming back to your classes. So it's a very lucrative profession. Yeah. But if you want to speed up your career, then you need to get a mentor, because the fastest way to make $1,000 a month is not the fastest way to make $10,000 a month. Mm-hmm. And to be able to make $10,000 a month, I think you should be able for 6 months to get a mentor at least, to learn how they teach, to help him around, learn how to organize classes, just genuinely invest yourself in developing as a teacher, and it's going to, I think, really speed up your career. And this is the mistake I personally made, not having a mentor. Mm-hmm. This would be my biggest advice. Yes, they need to get some help with teaching.
Yeah. Just for your information, I didn't mean just CELTA, but the other qualifications, TESOL or TEFL, or even university degree to teach as an English teacher, not just CELTA. Yeah.
There are even freely available online courses on YouTube, probably. I haven't actually looked for them.
We had a couple of teacher training sessions while I was working at Cambridge, I worked there for a short while. I love the training sessions. I want to give props to my trainer, Khurshid Aka, if I'm not mistaken. Like the way he explains how to teach, it was eye-opening to me, because he said, look, Ozodbek, your students come for 1 hour and 30 minutes and they need to make the best out of it. Most students don't speak English at all outside of classrooms.
Yeah.
You know, and just basic things like when you come approach a student, don't stand like a mountain near him, you know, crouch, like sit down, you know, or, I mean, just, I wish I could show this to you, but I mean, don't stand like, and then the student gets really, really nervous.
Yes.
Like he would come and he would sit next to us, not on the chair, but on the floor, you know, so that he's on the lower level, and that makes you feel more comfortable, you know. I mean, these basic things, because I have a lot of friends who did a CELTA course, you know, Ahmad Janaka, Srajuddin, and they are speaking so highly, you know, yeah, because you do learn all this basic stuff, right? How to plan your lesson, how to give homework, how to punish students. Yeah?
Yes.
How to punish. That's
Yeah.
the best part. That's the best part.
Yeah, all right. And lastly, let's talk about your future plans. You got the 9, both of you have your own education center. What's the next? Let's say.
Next. Down the road, I don't have any plans yet. I mean, I need to enjoy my 9 for some time. And
Yeah, let's say like opening a new branch for your center.
yeah,
or
we have
anything like
recently
that.
opened a new branch.
Really?
And yeah, we did, you know, about 6 months ago, we launched a new branch, a smaller one, and maybe we can spread our, you know, center to other parts of our city, but not just the city, the regions, like,
Yeah,
you know, smaller
across the
regions.
country, yeah.
Not the country, across the region itself, Jizak, you know, there are other places, Tumanlar, yeah.
Yeah.
Because students are finding it very difficult to come and study, and I also get some people asking me to teach them, if possible, online.
Yeah.
But it's not always possible. It's not always possible to teach them or, you know, go them and provide training, because, you know, I have my own job here.
Yeah.
I have lots of students. I have my personal life. So maybe I am thinking about, you know, widening our scope of work to other parts of Jizak, not just the city itself, but the regions around Jizak, because there are channels coming.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just about money, it's about spreading that. Yeah, there is core value here. Money is also very important.
Why are you looking at me like?
No, I mean, I'm looking at both of you. Yeah. And
Because
yeah.
I think he was inspired from your recommendation.
Yeah, probably. And yeah, and I also got some offers from offline courses. Maybe I may start online courses. I'm just confused. Maybe I will shift to online teaching a little bit, not completely shift, keeping my offline courses and trying to juggle them, to balance them all together. Maybe I will have to think a lot, but that is I think that's the most important thing here, is to, you know, open branches in regions, not in Jizak itself. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And your plans?
I'm going to move back to Tashkent, inshallah, in September. And we're not opening another Supernova branch in Tashkent, as a disclaimer, because remember you asked me how our teaching changed when we got 9.
Yes.
And I don't have any IELTS courses now.
Really?
Yes, that was the major change, because I understood that people are too obsessed with IELTS and they're forgetting something far more important, which is general English.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of times when I post something about general English, students ask me, what is it?
Yeah.
And
never heard of it.
I caught the golden era back in Andijan, where you could not sign up for an IELTS course before finishing all the levels, all the way to advanced. and I personally finished the advanced course twice. Because, I took a mock test and I got 6, not knowing anything about IELTS.
Yeah.
And we have students who study IELTS for 6 months and end up with 5.5. I was so ignorant of the whole IELTS thing that at the end of my task 1, this is how I ended my report. I said, this ends my report.
Really?
Yeah, which is, now it's so funny because I didn't know IELTS.
Yeah.
And then I took an IELTS course for 3 months and I took another mock test. My result was still a 6 with weaker sections. So I said to myself, what's good with IELTS courses? I'm going to go back and improve my general English. So back in Andijan, people stopped studying general English.
Yeah.
They are overly obsessed with IELTS, which is even worse here in Tashkent. I have heard of some centers where they abolished upper intermediate level and they introduced something called level 1, level 2. Some students text me, they say, do you have the right courses for me? It's like, what's your level? My level is L1. What is L1? Like level 1 IELTS student, foundation, practice, blah, blah, blah. And so back in Andijan, I decided to run upper intermediate courses, advanced courses, and right now I don't have any IELTS courses because students are struggling with basic grammar, basic vocabulary, and my students are taking the exam. So when I do come here to Tashkent, I want to offer general English courses for a change.
Only.
Not only. So let's say a student comes to me, to my course. Can I advertise my courses here? In September.
Yeah,
By the way, I don't know where I'm going to be working. Probably with one of my friends. And 6 months. Give me 6 months. We're going to focus 4 months on your general English. 2 months, I'm going to teach you how to write the best task 1 reports, the best task 2 essays. More than enough. But first, let's develop your grammar. Let's improve your pronunciation. Let's work on the core, I think, on the fundamental skills before we start learning task 1. Because when you have a student that says, I got 4 in listening, what can you advise me? I'm like, can you actually get 4 in the listening section?
How is it even possible?
That's unheard of. If you're getting a 4 in listening, go back and study in a pre-intermediate course. It's too early for you, I mean, people want a shortcut.
Yeah.
People want a shortcut. If I had 8 months to take the IELTS exam, I would spend the first 6 months working on my general English.
Do you think this rush for IELTS will ever end? I mean, everybody's studying IELTS, and as you said, that lots of centers in Tashkent and Andijan stopped teaching general English. They mainly focus.
In Andijan, I think we're going to change that because I'm very close friends with the top IELTS instructors, and they all say we are not going to accept students who didn't finish advanced level.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a collaborated effort to change the mindset of people
between
to switch
schools, right?
from IELTS to general English. And I'm 100% sure we will not be able to do this in Tashkent.
Yeah.
But let's do our best. We are responsible, but not in control.
How big is the market in Andijan?
As big as it gets?
Not as big as in Tashkent, probably.
Of course not.
Of course not, yeah. Because in Jizak, we don't have lots of schools. I know 4 or 5 of them and who are teaching English, and they have their own, ways of teaching.
Yeah.
We don't bother each other, but we can work together.
I remember the joke about fat people. Can you make a fat joke on the podcast?
All right. If it gets too offensive, they will edit and cut it.
Because you said, I know 4 of them. You just said that. Like when my friend asks me if he's fat, I have a friend. He's a really nice guy, but he's a bit overweight, according to him, a little bit. And I always tell him, look, I know 5 fat people. You are 4 of them.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
That totally makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I think we covered pretty much. And thanks for coming. Thanks for your time. Thanks for coming all the way through Andijan and Jizak to our podcast episode. I think students, candidates, and our audience got something from like they got something
We hope
useful
so.
from this podcast, hopefully. And nima deymiz, rahmat kelganingiz uchun.
Rahmat.
Har safar podkastimizda oxirida hamma mehmon kelgan mehmonlarga qaytaramiz. Akmal aka bizani rahbarimiz aytadilar, bu suhbatimiz birinchisi, lekin oxirgisi emas. Hali yana boshqa mavzularda yana gaplashishga Xudo xohlasa yana chaqiramiz.
Xudo xohlasa.
Kelganingizga, vaqtingiz uchun kattakon rahmat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Well, that was an intensive talk. You made it intensive. You're too serious.